It never really went away, did it? That story. That damn echo from 2021 that just refuses to die. And now, here we are again, scrolling through the chaos of NFL offseason talk, and boom, that story crawls back into the light like it's got more to say. Tua Tagovailoa. Brian Flores. Him or me. That old ultimatum that might have felt like a whisper back then, now comes back sounding like thunder. The kind you don't shake off. Apparently, after the 2021 season, Tua, or maybe it was his agent, nobody's really pinned it down, told the Dolphins organization they had to pick a side. Either keep rolling with Brian Flores, the coach who demanded a lot and gave very little affection in return, or back the young quarterback they drafted 5th overall just 2 years earlier. Either slash or. No middle ground. No coexistence. And honestly, if that's the vibe inside your locker room, then you've already lost something way more valuable than just football games. Omar Kelly dropped the news on Twitter. Let's call it what it is, the real-time arena of modern NFL leaks. And yeah, it landed like a punch. He didn't say Tua fired Flores. He said Tua put on the table that the front office had to choose. And they did. They chose the QB. They chose Tua. Think about that moment. Think about what had to be boiling under the surface for it to even get there. A head coach and a franchise quarterback, two of the most important pieces in the building, couldn't even stand to be in the same ecosystem, couldn't tolerate each other's energy. And this wasn't speculation. This wasn't behind-the-scenes rumor mill nonsense. This was real, and it had real consequences. Flores had just finished year 3 in Miami. His record? 24-25, just shy of .500. In 2021, he scraped together a 9-8 season, and still, no playoffs. Not enough. Not with that defense he built. Not with those last-minute wins. And clearly, not with the way things felt behind closed doors. Then came February 1st, 2022. Flores filed a lawsuit against the league, against the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Giants. Racial discrimination. He lit the whole thing on fire. Didn't hold back. And that lawsuit, it's not going away either. It's tangled up in arbitration now, sitting in limbo, unresolved. The NFL probably wishes it would vanish, but these kinds of things don't just vanish. Not when they're rooted in systemic wounds. And while all that legal dust was starting to rise, what was happening in Miami? Tua was still the guy. Still wearing aqua and orange. Still being groomed as the face of the franchise. But it wasn't all sunshine after Flores walked. You'd think that getting the coach out of the building would free up Tua to flourish. That the weight would lift, and suddenly, the talent everyone saw at Alabama would explode at the pro level. And sure, he's shown flashes. Numbers have climbed. There have been games, moments, even, where it felt like he had finally arrived. But then comes the next injury, the next missed game, the inconsistency, the doubt, and it never fully leaves. He's played in one playoff game. One, since he entered the league, since Flores left. And that's not what anyone expected from a top 5 pick. What makes this even messier is that Tua hasn't exactly taken the high road since Flores left. There's been talk, shade, subtle, not so subtle jabs. He went on the Dan Le Batard show last summer and told stories, lots of them, that painted Flores as cold, unapproachable, almost antagonistic. The kind of coach that drains rather than builds. It wasn't just criticism, it was a full-on character dismantling. So you start to ask yourself, was it really just a clash of personalities? Or was it something deeper? Was the locker room divided? Were players whispering in corners, picking sides? And if Tua didn't have the confidence of the coach, how much of that spilled over into Sunday? There's something raw and unresolved about all of it. Because even now, years removed, the emotional residue still lingers. Like the franchise moved on, technically, but didn't really move on. Flores, he landed on his feet. Pittsburgh picked him up as an assistant, and now he's running the defense in Minnesota. Quiet, focused, no drama. But you can't help but wonder how much fire he still carries from what went down in Miami. You don't go to war with the league unless you've got scars. And he's got him. Meanwhile, Tua's still here, still expected to carry a franchise that hasn't known consistent success since when? Marino? He's grown into a voice in the locker room. But let's not pretend the questions have stopped, because they haven't. Every offseason is he the guy? Can he stay healthy? Is this finally the year? And behind every one of those questions is the echo of Flores. This is what happens when an organization bets big. The Dolphins didn't just choose Tua. They committed to him. Over the coach. Over the culture Flores was building. Over a different path. And now they have to live with that decision. And every missed throw, every turnover, every playoff exit, it drags the ghosts back into the room.